The number one question that I always get asked about procurement is, what is procurement? What do procurement people do? But the number two question is, how do procurement people get a seat at the table? I am constantly looking on Reddit and on procurement blogs for common questions that procurement people are asking. It helps me make videos, and if people are asking these questions on all of these various formats, that means it might be something that my team might be struggling with or wants clarity on. So I'm constantly sniffing in procurement circles for areas of weakness or for questions that people typically ask, but that is the number one question / statement / header topic. How does procurement get a seat at the table? I really don't like this question. My dislike is not because it's a sensitive question. It's the opposite. To me, this is something that should be fairly obvious. So let's break down how does procurement get a seat at the table, and then I'll freestyle a little bit. I'm going to give you 5 ways that a procurement person can get a seat at the table. Number 1, align procurement with business goals. Procurement organizations should work closely with other departments to understand their goals and objectives and align their procurement strategies accordingly. This helps procurement organizations become more integrated into the decision-making process of the organization. Number 2, build strong relationships. Procurement organizations should build strong relationships with internal stakeholders and suppliers. This helps build trust and credibility, which can lead to increased influence within the organizations. Number 3, leveraging data and analytics. Procurement organizations can use data and analytics to demonstrate their value and contribute to decision making. For example, they can use data to identify cost savings opportunities or to evaluate the performance of suppliers. Number 4, demonstrating leadership. Procurement leaders should demonstrate their expertise and leadership skills. This includes taking on a proactive approach to problem solving, being proactive in identifying and mitigating risks, and demonstrating their ability to think strategically. And number 5, continuous improvement. Procurement organizations should continuously improve their processes, systems, and capabilities. This helps ensure that they remain relevant and effective in a rapidly changing business environment. Sorcerers, do you think that your business customers are willingly and knowingly trying to do your job? Do you really think that they want to do your job when there is a fully dedicated group of people that can go out and buy stuff for them? The reason that business customers go around procurement is because procurement processes are considered slow, they're considered not agile, and your business customers want to go off and do something that they perceive to be easier. In order to get a seat at the table, procurement leaders, procurement process owners, need to constantly step back and think about how to make the process easier, how to make the process more agile to accommodate business customers' needs. And business customers, I'm going to give a little plug to one of my other videos about matrix partners. Not that I'm blaming matrix partners in any way, but you think you can just take your credit card out and buy the thing that you need. That's not how corporate risk works. Going out and buying a piece of software or a platform that could potentially impact your customers, the people that you're supporting, exposing their private data, whatever it may be, or their payment information, that creates exposure for the corporation, it creates a reputational impact, and that's obviously something that people want to avoid. If the procurement team is perceived as being slow, they may be working with legal, they may be working with information protection and a variety of other matrix partners to ensure that that purchase is safe for the corporation. Things take more time than being able to go out and buy something in a retail situation. That's just how corporate purchasing works. But for the procurement people out there, we have to constantly think about how to do things faster. And that is not an indictment of your performance. There has to be a conversation about the way that your company is consuming, and if there is a better, more agile way to process some of those transactions. It could be automation, it could be catalogs, it could be leaner and more thoughtful contracts. Nobody wants to go around your process unless they think that they need to go around your process. And if there is any customers of procurement that are watching this video, again, I will advise to use your procurement processes because you may be exposing your company to an unknown risk that you're not thinking about, because you shouldn't be thinking about that. You should just be thinking about the things that you do in your job. But that's what we pay procurement people and lawyers and risk managers and all of these other people. That's what we pay them to do, is to think about the things that you're not thinking about. And that's why these organizations, that's why we exist. It may not be fast, but there's a reason why it may not be fast. And we all have to work together. So to get back to the question about how does someone in procurement get a seat at the table, you have to be good. If you're good and you're thoughtful, you'll be invited to the table. You'll be welcome back every single time. And I really believe that. I know that sounds flippant and it sounds like a soundbite, but it's the truth. You get invited to the table when you're useful. And in order to be useful, you have to be thoughtful and you have to present the reasons why things take the time that they do, or the process exists the way that it does, and educate the other people at the table. If you want a seat at the table, deliver. They'll invite you back. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. I think this one might actually drive some conversation, so leave your comments below. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel. There's more to come. Have a great day. I have an anecdote of a story. I was trying to figure out a way to include it in the workflow of the actual video. It doesn't really fit, but I was trying to come up with like a funny way to say, if you want a seat at the table, just bring your own seat and then just sit down. And then I was going to use this story about, I was literally at a conference one time and we were having a meeting in this outside area, and we were talking about a really serious subject, and it was an intense conversation. And there was this fellow that was new to the team that had like no idea what we were talking about. And he sees us all outside and he grabs this is all metal tables and metal chairs. And this guy grabs this heavy metal chair, drags it across this entire patio, this screeching noise. There's all these people looking at him. It's embarrassing. And he grabs the seat and he sits down. He's like, what are we talking about? So, be like that guy. Just get this really obnoxious metal chair and just drag it across the patio. Maybe don't do that, because I still think about how embarrassing and awkward that was. But, think about it.